All right, nice. So yeah, actually recording now. So like I was saying to you guys, let me know how this week has been for you guys. What I've seen so far, based on the individuals within the call right now, basically have pretty much everybody that I know already know the basics. Trying to get a assessment of those that we have on the call, so we don't go over things that most of you probably would have already know. Let me know if you guys are hearing me clearly. I have my cooling pad on, so I just want to make sure the audio is coming through clear. All right, do we have anybody on the call that don't understand the basics? Basics meaning support resistance, trend lines. We have one person, we have Melissa. Okay, cool. So Melissa, what you want to do is you want to go make, how long have you signed up so far? Melissa, how long have you signed up? Okay. I'm Melissa. So what? Oh, okay, cool, no problem. Got you. So Melissa, what you want to do? Um, just for the benefit of others that I see on the call, what you want to do is just make sure that you go through the basics in the IML Academy so you understand the fundamental aspects of forex trading together with the technical analysis section. That is really where uh, in the platform teaches you your support, your resistance, your trend lines. Once you know that, Malaysia, everything comes together. And that is, probably the easiest thing, simplest thing, and the most straightforward part for you to learn. And then we could show you how to apply every single thing so far. By the way, guys, the results are out for the trade support group for Impact 20,000 families. I believe your team did an incredible 300 and something pips. Let me be exact with you guys. It's 351 pips for this week so far. And I believe our unofficial count for BT is about 300 and probably close to 350 as well. So in a generic calculations, you all could, consider that the Impact 20,000 families group generically gave you guys like 30% growth. Generically, BT gave you like 30% growth. So even if you got like, what, 1% or a third, let's put it this way. If you got a third of what passed through Impact 20,000 families and a third of what passed through BT, you should be pretty good this week. Um, I think both Chris and I shared a good bit amount on how you guys could try and capitalize on the trades that you all are getting throughout the group so you don't miss them. You guys good with that? Let me know if you guys good with that. With understand the multiple different ways for you to have a chart set up so you don't miss it. Okay, Mary doesn't. Um, so Mary, what you want to do is you wanna were you on week before session when I showed you how to draw it up onto your phone? Oh man. Okay, so I'm gonna send you that video, that link to that video, so you guys so you can look it over. What you want to do is do the markups onto your phones. So you're gonna come to MetaTrader on your phone and basically draw the same thing up onto your phone. So if we send out a trade and we're waiting for the break of the trend line, you want to draw that trend line up onto your phone so that you monitor it from time to time, because your phone is probably the most available device that you have accessible to you. So you could always throw your eyes onto MetaTrader 4 to see if the trade is ready. So you could draw the same trend lines, draw the same support zones onto your phone. So the charts that you're getting and the charts that you're drawing up from the scanner, you could basically just put it onto your phone so you could see it that way. That's a free way for you to do it. Another way is for you to use TradingView and draw up the same charts and add an alert to it, but TradingView free plan gives you only one alert. There's all the paid plans that gives you, 10, 20, and I think 200 alerts. So it all depends on what you want to spend when it comes to that aspect. So right now, guys, I can't trying to fish out where you guys are at to try and understand what we're gonna do this morning. Because really and truly doing support and resistance and trend lines is pretty good for everybody to understand. But I believe most of you are already there. For the new people, we have the IML Academy. Basically, you want to go there, get that knowledge down, and then these calls are going to help you apply the knowledge that you're getting from the IML Academy. So guys, everybody could see my screen, right? Let me know you could see my screen. Good. So give me some feedback and let me know, what are you guys, those who are, following everything that we're doing, give me some feedback as to, what, if at all, anything that you guys are, having some minor issues with that you probably like cleared up, so we could address it so you could have a better week ahead, because that's kind of like the purpose of these calls, so that you could be tweaked as you go along week to week, so you keep getting better and better. Because pretty much, if you all look at the results that we had uh, in the BT channel, not comparing it to anything else, but just saying, typically you don't really lose much of these trades. Our records are there to show that, hey, based on the trades that we call, we lost like 2 trades in January, we lost like 2 in February, and I believe March is probably 3, 4 trades, maybe around 3 trades that we lost so far. This is the type of win ratio that you want to get. So I want to know that you guys are getting the same thing, and I'm being able to apply the same strategies onto your accounts, onto your trading style. So give me some feedback. Let me know where we are what you guys need so we can help you out in that aspect because cool. So there we go. So Bliss would like to review the harmonic scanner and the confirmation checklist. Okay, pretty cool. Nice. So for Bliss, I'll go through that. For Camille, so in BT, we typically use charts straight off the scanner, only pull trades from the scanner, and basically using the tools of the company. In trade support group, you're gonna get different, traders and their styles. So you don't necessarily have to come to the scanner and look for the entry and take it from there because sometimes those traders will not be taking trades from the scanner. They might just be doing their own markups with their own strategies, how and whatever it may be. So you typically want to just if you're a new trader, you could just copy the information straight from the group, straight from what they put out to you. But if you're a person who understands the technical analysis section and understand the world of trading a bit better, you could come and look at the trade for yourself before you take it. It's your choice. Remember, it's your account. So you could be able to validate the information before you place it if you want to do that, or you could just straight off the bat take the information, copy it, and place the trades onto your phone because it has already been looked at and validated from somebody else who basically is proficient at trading. So for Bliss the harmonic scanner checklist, what you want to do when I come to the BT info channel and you want to make sure you follow this guide, right? If you're in your first 72 hours. For those of you probably seeing this for the first time, everything is here. So even for Bliss, this is your video if you want to look over what the confirmation checklist is. Trading, you go to downloadable resources, you can click on this PDF and it's going to let you know, hey, this is your confirmation checklist. So one of the things, first and foremost, open your customizable daily spreadsheet, know what your trading goal is for the day. Without this, you're just going to be trading every single day and going up, going down, going up, going down, not really having a consistent growth because you don't have a consistent goal. You want to know what's your daily growth, and you want to be able to select your lot size correctly. Now, next thing you want to do, Bliss, is you want to use Forex Factory, use any one of these news sites. There's a lot of Forex news sites that you could use. Forex Factory is a simple one that everybody could use. And you want to look to see if any pending news is coming up or close to the time that you want to trade. So you're not going to trade if you have any red or even gray folders. Gray folders typically are when the markets are closed in the particular currencies, probably public holidays, bank holidays, whatever it may be. Red folders are major impact folders. So you want to come to Forex Factory. Oops. That took us out of our site, but that's cool. So let's say we're looking at, on the scanner, we're looking at USD CAD. We want to come to Forex Factory and make sure on Sunday, there's nothing. On Monday, there's nothing. Tuesday, there's nothing until 10 a.m. We have one red folder on US. So basically until 10 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday, we're good with the US dollar. Until 8 o'clock in the morning, well, 8:30, we're good with the Canadian dollar. So we could typically look at a trade setup on this particular currency pair because it's more than likely it's pretty much out of the hazardous zone. Let me put it that way. So you want to log into obviously your scanner, and you want to look at the various brokers. And as you can see, we have the H1, H4 swing, which are basically different type of trades. You could see all of them there. I'm just running through this pretty quickly because it's available for everybody to read step by step. And once you basically have done this, let's say we come into the scanner now, and we have this particular currency pair, which is a USD CAD. You want to first thing you want to do is identify the trend of the currency, the general trend. How are you going to do that? Well, you zoom your charts as far out as possible. This is as much as we're going to get. So as far as we can see, okay, this has been trending up. It came down a bit, but we're going back up now. So basically, we're in an uptrend. Now, this might just be a retracement scan for the market to continue going up. You want to be able to identify trends from your IML Academy. It's going to be basically showing you how to identify highs and lows in the market depending on the trend. But you want to be able to identify the trend. Second thing you want to do is you want to draw your trend lines on your scanner so you can have a trend channel or a trend line. It depends, right? For likes to use trend channels, I like to use trend lines. What you want to do is make sure that your trend lines assist you with your entry and assist you with your TP, right? So this is the important aspect of it. When you're drawing your trend lines, you want to make sure that your trend lines assist you with the entry and your take profits. How do you do that? Well, a simple way is this. Your trend lines. If you are to draw a trend line over here, right? Let me show you what your entry trend line is going to be. Your entry trend line is going to be this. Understand how the harmonic scanner is basically doing all the work for you. The market, let me come back out and show you this. Market came from high to low, then it went back up, came back down, went back up, came back down, and it's doing its thing. But here it is that you see that the market came back up, came back down, and it's going back up. Now the scanner is calling a sell, right? Scanner is calling a sell on this. Let me know if everybody knows that the scanner is calling a sell on this. Now with the scanners calling a sell, what you want to do is for this to actually meet the criteria for you to want to sell it or want to enter a trade where you're going to sell, this is what you want to look at. If the market came back down into this zone, and as you can see, this zone here has been basically a good support zone in the past. What you want to do is this. Pretty simple. You can use the last point. Normally we go from C to D, right? But in this case, if you look closely, let me just delete this for a second. This point and this point is within the same zone. The market didn't start trending up from the C point, right? Technically it did, in the sense that, sorry, in the sense that this low point is higher than this low point. But we're not going to get into that bit of technicals as yet. I want to keep it simple for you guys. This was the low point here before it really started going up, right? You guys agree with that? That this point here was really where it started to trend before it started actually going up. Now, this is where you want to look at placing your entry trend line. This is going to be your entry trend line. Now check this out. This entry trend line, as you see here, basically went from your low point, came back down, came back down, came back down, came back down, and it didn't break this trend line, right? You're not gonna enter a trade based on it just reaching resistance. How many of you know that we sell off our resistance areas and we buy off a support? Drop a 1 if you know that we sell off a resistance and we buy off a support. Drop a 2 if you don't know that. Now, if you don't know that, you're probably the most important person on this call. Good. So Tanya and Melissa, good. I was gonna look for your name. So Tanya and Melissa, they're two new individuals, really, and this is why it's super important that you guys go through the IML Academy up to technical analysis and get the understanding of support and resistance. But I want to show you a quick example of it here. Like Tanya and Alicia, if I take this line and I place it over here, what do you see happening every time price touches this line, this black line? This is for Tanya and Melissa. All right. Ladies, for time wise, I'm gonna use colors to help you all out. I'm gonna use blue for support. And I'm gonna use I'll use red. I'll use red for resistance. Now, support basically is like a floor. It's where price could, stand up on something or be standing, just like how you could stand on your floor. You could walk upstairs. Guys, give me a second. All right, guys. Sorry about that. That was an important call from an important person, which everybody is important. So back to what I was saying. So Tanya, Melissa, in a nutshell, you see that price reached here and it went up. Price reached this point, as you can see in this blue circle, and then it went all the way up. Price reached here again and it went up. But check this out. At this same black line, price reached up, but it stayed under, so it came back down. So these are what we call support and resistance in the market. Now you're gonna find that all through the market. Let me draw some more lines just to show you guys this. If I drop a line there, you're gonna see you have resistance there, you have resistance there, you have basically now you have support, you have support, but you have resistance here now, right? So consider Forex trading, I like to put it this way, as connecting the dots for adults. You know, when you were learning in school, you learn how to connect the dots when you were learning to write. Well, typically Forex is connecting the dots for adults. So I could do that all the way up. Every way that, I could do it here. I could do it probably what here. I could do it here. I could do it what even here as well. Get one there. And I could get one there. I like this one a bit more. So you could find this all the way through, right? And even as I go up, it's going to have different levels. Now, that is support and resistance. For the others on the line, now that we know that, hey, if we're selling from a support or resistance zone, not just because it reaches a support zone, you want to take a sell or you want to take a buy. What I have seen is this. Let me draw this one out. What I have seen is this. Price could come down, go up, come down, go up, come down, okay, come down, go up, come down, go up, come down, go up. And it just keeps going above and above and above your resistance and making your resistance a new floor as it goes. And you just, end up jumping in a trade too soon and you end up basically taking a loss on it, although it reached a resistance point. Anybody, does that happen to anybody for the most experienced ones? People who have been, placing a couple more trades than others? Now, this is why I like to use this scanner. And I mean, we have our results to show that the scanner works flawlessly when you know how to use it, right? Now, thing about it is this. You want to draw this trend line on the scanner. And for Mary, what you want to do is you want to draw this line on your phone as well, so that you always have this line on your MetaTrader on your phone, so that you could see when it breaks without having to be on the scanner. So it's kind of you draw your setup on the scanner, make sure it's making sense, and you could draw this green line at 1.34464 on your phone. Draw next green line 1.34904 on your phone. Draw this trend line and wait for it to break out for you to enter a trade for yourself. Now, this is the reason why you need to understand resistance, and you need to understand support, and you need to understand trend lines. So in this case, this black line is a support and a resistance zone, right? Hold on again, guys. Sorry about that. I'm getting enough. All right, guys. Sorry about that again. So I given you Bliss. I didn't forget you the confirmation checklist, right? But I kind of given you a real simple approach while trying to explain as well um to Camille, not Camille, Melissa and Tanya, what they need to know. They need to basically be, it's pretty simple, guys. Just you could see it here. Just understand the levels in the market. Just realize that hey, it reached here, it came back down, it went up. We did videos explaining this. IML Academy has videos explaining this. You all want to be able now to say that hey, this zone here is a good support and resistance zone from what we've seen in the past. This zone here is another support and resistance zone from what we can see in the past. Likewise, this zone is another support and resistance zone from what we could see in the past. What you all want to do now is see with this markup that this price ever break this line and comes into this particular point. This is a simple difference between you entering a winning trade from you entering a trade that potentially has a higher probability of losses. It's as simple as that. Bliss, let me know if you understood that. Everybody else, let me know if you understood that. Let me just draw back a line this. No, okay, when price breaks below the trend line, which candle time frame is best to see it close on? The 1 hour. I like the 1 hour. So like they're here, I like to see it close on the 1 hour. So basically, this is like the right side, right? Look at this green background. This is the right side of the trend line, and this is the left side. Good. This is like a next rule of thumb that you guys want to be focusing on. Once price is on the right side of the trend line, that's when you enter a trade. If it's still on the left side, leave it alone, let it do what it needs to do. That's when you're using the trend lines on the harmonic scanner, right? So Bliss, what you want to do is you want to see a close of the 1 hour candle on the right side of the trend line. So let me just give you an example. Let me draw a trend line from here. So yeah, I'll just use this trend. All right. So just mind you shaking up of the screen a little bit. I just adjusting it. So Bliss, you see that hey, price scheme within here, and this is the reason you want to see the close, right? Yeah, I'll leave it big so. Let me widen it as wide as possible. So here you see that hey, price came down, came back up. This 1 hour candle, right? If you drop to a lower time frame, you might have gotten this particular wick to be a 15-minute or maybe a 30-minute candle, and it potentially would have closed on the other side of the other side of the trend line, and probably make you feel like that was the break that you're looking for. But then the entire hour closed way below, and the market continued to sell. It came back up, it touched the trend line, went all the way up here. You probably would have gotten two 15-minute candles or one 30-minute candle to close above or outside, but then the entire hour still closed under the trend line, which is still the left side, right? So let me help myself out here. Let me just draw this up. So this is the left side, and this is the right side, right? So here it is that, come on, you didn't do that. Oh, man. Now, doesn't that suck? Okay. We just got our scanner to refresh. And lost all our drawings, which ultimately suck. Okay, back at it. Alright, let me show you guys a real life of what I will do after I explain all of that to you guys. Let me show you. If I come to the scanner, this is how it's gonna be, right? Let's let me load it back up. Let's say we're just using JFX, which for instance. I'll just double click. I'll take off this auto so that I can move the chart anywhere I want. And I will zoom out, and again, first thing I'll do is just zoom out to get a quick look at what is happening, and then I'll just draw my trend line, change the color to whatever I want it to be. I'll just draw it like that first, then I'll just come in here and fix it up. Make sure it's on point for me, and I'm good with that. Yeah, I'm gonna just drop it down a little bit, but I'm good with that. And that's it. All I'm looking for is a break of this trend line. The only time I'll draw the green boxes and all the resistance zones is if I need to post it out for you guys. But that's all I really need to do for me. But to show you guys everything over again, you're looking at this particular zone. Just clean it up. Looking at that zone there, which is the entry. Looking at this zone here, which is the entry again. And yeah, we're looking at the stop loss. It's like I posted a chart, one of our charts, and the entry was at the stop loss. And another one of the traders who probably is not in our team, reached out and be like, how could you claim that to be a profitable trade if it hit the stop loss? And I'm like, well, actually, the explanation to our team when we call the trade was that they want to enter at that green box. Once price breaks our trend line and goes into the green box, that is where the entry is. And they all know that. So that's why we call that trade a profitable trade in our team, because they didn't enter the entry and it hit their stop loss. They took the entry from basically where the scanner stop loss is, but it's where our green box is. Besides probably Tanya and Malaysia, I think everybody else would know that, right? Anybody does not know that? All right, so for this, just let me see if something is so activated. So, all right, guys. So we're back at it. Okay. Let's ask this question. Let me see if I still get my text. Yeah, man. Left side. Put it in the next one. Right side green. Background black. Good. Nice. So let's back to timelines for you. I mean, time frames. See if I can clear this up as much as possible. Good. Bliss, I hope you guys could see this clearly, but I'll rest the mouse so you guys could see it as best as I could. You see that price did not close on the right side of the trend line, right? We have the left and we have the right. And because of that, we saw that price keep trending down, trending down. You know, let me fix it. Boom. Came back, touched the trend line, dropped. Came back up to the trend line area, dropped. Came back. Come on, yo. All right. Okay, guys, so every time I kind of load this it's going to get more and more of a solid color. So bliss, I basically think that is it, yeah. So bliss, look at along the trend line. You're gonna see that price, once it stayed on the left hand side, it keeps going with the trend. But once it breaks through on the right hand side over here, this is really where, you know, price took off. This is where you see price break through trend line, and that's where, you know, you got your upward momentum from. It retested this particular zone that you're seeing here. Trying to get my mouse on it. And bliss, this is where everybody, I'm always emphasizing, you know, your support and resistance, because if you look here, price came down. Look at how price reacted on the line itself. All right, now it doesn't want to show up. All right, we have in a morning here. Yeah, so price respected this particular line multiple times, came back and even retested. So one, you could buy the breakout. You could buy the breakout of the trend line. This is, you know, more than enough. This is like 52 pips. you're out. You have your daily goal right there. If you twin traded it, depending on how you do it, you could collect 50 pips or you could have collected 70 pips. It's all up to you, right? And then this was the next move, another 50 pip move up to the zone. Well, actually, that's 62 pips. If you waited for it to come back down to this particular area, and likewise, it came back down, it stayed below, but then it started trending up. So this is where you want to look at your support and resistance areas and wait and tie them into your trend lines. So Bliss, I hope with all the little issues that we're having, I hope you kind of understand that you want to get this, got it, practice charting on TradingView, and see now that I may be entering too soon on lower time frame. Patience is key. Yeah. Bliss, where you're from? Trinidad? Oh, where? Hawaii. Oh, cool. Yeah, Bliss. So what we do, Bliss, is that we use this scanner like mainly. We save our charts the same way you do it on TradingView. It's just that this week the scanner has been a bit refreshing on us, but really and truly, the scanner gives us the ability to have everything done for us. On TradingView, if you choose and you have a pro plan, you could draw the same trend line on TradingView and set an alert for it when it breaks. Drop this exact same thing on TradingView. And you'll have the ability to, get the type of results that we're having when it comes to, winning. When people hear our win rates, they'll be like, nah. But the thing about it is that we don't just enter a trade because it reaches a resistance. And, if you look at this, not because, let me do it. Let me just show you a reason why. From above. People who like to use fibs, swing high to swing low here, right? Let me just clear that up, use one color. You guys could see it. And don't have any backgrounds. When you look at this, for instance, swing high to swing low, basically all the way around, the scanner is already doing that for you. This 618 is the entry on the scanner. If you look, where the 618 is the entry on the scanner. Where the 786 is right where this zone is. If you look at all our zones, it's exactly lines up with the scanner. And it's giving you this already. So if you don't know how to use fibs, the scanner is doing that for you. If you don't know about Elliott's wave, the scanner is doing that for you. So this is why we so heavily use, I know the Hawaii team has not really joined in us, but this is why we really use this majority. Like this is our main resource. This is how we've been able to get the percentage growth that we're getting. So let's for your benefit and for everybody who's seen it for the first time, let's say price gets over here. We get the breakout over here. Typically, you could enter on the breakout. I like to enter on the breakout. I don't really wait for the retest. That's me. I don't really wait for the retest before I enter. Now it will retest. But what I've seen is that typically when you enter on the breakout, you're going to get your 20 pips, which is 2% on average of your lot size. So let's say you enter over here. It does this. It breaks out over here. 20 pips right there. It's your first take profit. So you could set 20 pips and then have another position that you could trail down to the rest. If it retests, you could, wait for that point, take your entry from there, do the same thing, 20 pips, and you trailing as you go down. So today class was kind of all over in a sense, but I don't like personally. I don't like to do the same thing over and over, especially when I know it have people that knows it on the call. It's about repetition for those who knew as well, but for those who knew, one of the requirements for these classes is that you all want to make sure that you know your support resistance, trend lines, everything. So when we come on here, it's really about showing you guys. So anybody has any questions on using the scanner, understanding what you want to do, this is the simplest form of it. Learn your support, learn your resistance, apply your trend lines. Wait for it to break out. All right, team, we good? We good with this one, USD CAD? All right, so I want to touch a little bit. Anybody want to? All right, let's see what is available on this scanner again before we move on. Euro USD. Dang. What an interesting price structure. It's like price came up, then shot up, came down, then back up, came down. Is it gonna go back up and then come back down? Who knows, right? Let's check how much pattern this thing has. Check this out. There's one there. There's one there. Then there's one there. Wow. All right, let me try using something else. Jeez. All right, cool. Yeah, this week was like a red fuller week. It was crazy. What do we have this week? This week we're pretty good. We have a normal week this week. Thank God for that. Whoa. All right, guys, we're getting some pretty unique usage of this scanner. Probably they're doing some work on the back end of it. But dang. So this is really a general trend of this. I expect, price to come back up, meet this before it possibly wants to come back down. If it breaks above, well, then, you get the bigger move. But this one, let me just see how this looks. That isn't bad itself either. And for those of you wondering, don't really mind my bunch of trend lines all over. That's just it's kind of doing its thing. Euro USD, I'll leave that alone. NZD. Do we have a 1 hour on this? Okay, cool. Check this out. So, man, the last time it was this way, this high up, it came all the way down here before it started going back up. Then it came to the entry before it started going back up. Then it came down again to the entry before it started going back up. It came down to the entry here before it started going back up. And here it is again. It came all the way to the entry here. And it went up. This was 61 pips. Are we going to enter for this trade? Let's see. What do we need to look at? Simplicity, guys. Line up. Let's see what this thing does. Let's see what this thing does. Because here we have this zone here that we see price came down, went up, down, went up. It came down, it went up, and it's coming back down right here. So let's see what happens within this zone. We knew for a fact if we get to this zone, it's going to go back up as well. Then we have our minor areas of support and resistance as we go up. I hope I am not confusing you guys with the amount of times this thing is doing what it does, but trust me, you want to have patience with this too because it's damn well good. So really and truly, you guys want to wait to see price on the right side of this trend line before you look to enter this trade. Would you be losing, potential pips up and down? Yes, you're gonna be losing that, but to me, it's better to be safe than sorry. So let's wait for our confirmations before we enter in on this trade. Anton asks, if you enter at the stop loss, would you have to look for another area of support or resistance for your new stop loss? Yes. Okay, good. Sometimes the easiest thing to tell somebody is, use a 30 pip stop loss. But ideally, if you're really understanding technical analysis, your stop loss needs to be above the last high or below the last low, typically. Actually, I'm not really gonna consider this much as an entry, but I'm just drawing this. I won't even draw that. Yeah. See if I can All right, so let me jump back to that USD CAD for Anta. See, now we already analyzed that. So in this case, let's say that this was your entry that you're taking at the stop loss point. What is your next level of support or resistance? It's up here. So if price, if you enter here, price might want, potentially, if it has to go up, it's going to come up to this point and then drop. And that is typically, in this example, that's what, 45 pips. Now, 45 pips is not a big stop loss. 100 pips is not a big stop loss. Some people might think that, 100 pips is a lot. It is, but it all depends on the trade setup that you're in. All right, let me ask my veterans in the team. I don't mean that you guys are old, I'm just saying. For those of you, all right, before I even ask that, how many of you use this particular strategy to place your trades? Drop a one, or drop a me, or say I, or anything. So, for those of you who are using it, we have so many people on this call, and I see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. For the 6th of you guys, 7, nice. When you enter at any one of these green boxes, what is typically your drawdown? Oh, the question was how many of you use this particular strategy, meaning that you draw your trend lines and you wait for the breakout. What is typically your drawdown when you enter these trades? Or what is, that is one. Next question is, let me get the answer for the first one. What is typically your drawdown? So let's say you enter here on the breakout of this one. What is typically your drawdown? So really I got two answers so far, and those two answers are spot on. Wally said approximately 10 to 20 pips, if so much. Nathan Lee said not a whole lot, maybe half of the closed candle. Natalie said 10 to 15 pips. And why I asked that without saying anything is that I wanted to get other people's responses for those of you who are on the call, because really and truly, once you wait on this, your drawdown is like next to nothing. Your chances of hitting it at stop loss is next to nothing. That is why we have such a high win rate. It's because once you wait on this particular entry, you're good to go. That is why we could use a generic stop loss. When I mean generic stop loss, I mean a set 30 pip stop loss. Simply being because most times it's never gonna even hit your stop loss. And if it does, that is the time that you are lucky and you are happy that it did hit your stop loss because it just got you out a trade that would have potentially taken you for way more. Now, without this particular strategy here, your stop loss needs to be above the next high point. So let's say you are entering based on price rejections of resistance zones, and you're using this as, hey, this is it. Remember when I draw the fib just now, this stop loss point was the 786 retracement. Let me know if you got that, if you guys remember that this particular zone here, the stop loss point that Anton asked about, this was the 786 retracement. If not, I can draw it back. Let me just draw it back for those who probably didn't see it. I'm bringing it all the way across so you guys can see. So this stop loss is the 786, right? You can see it there. $786. Now, if you were trading on this particular, strategy, confirmation, whatever it may be, then this line here is your new stop loss. And guess what? You don't want to put it right there. You want to have it a bit above. So if price actually comes up and tests here, you're still in the trade. So this is kind of ideally what you want to have your stop loss as, which in essence is going to be 67 pips. So if you're trading on that, it's 67 pips. But we don't do that type of trading here. But if you choose to, that is where your stop loss should be, about 67 pips. All right, so let me delete all of this. And let me delete this fib. Delete that too. And do you wait for the hour candle to close before you enter after the candle has broken out the trend line? Yes, I do. And I mean, it all depends on where it closed, right? Like, let's say this one can. Okay, I now got your question clear. If I wait for the candle to close outside of the trend line, let me draw back that example for you. This is so, yeah, you want to wait for it to close, but typically when you doing this enough, you kind of develop your ways of doing it. Trying to get some good examples for you guys this morning. Boom, boom, boom. So in a case like this, just say you kind of would have missed this particular and bring it across so you could see clearer. Yeah, you with this candle, I mean, you probably would not have a chance to enter anywhere, but it closed down here. This is really where you want to take your entry from. This particular area. Jeez. And just for argument's sake, right? Candle closed outside the trend line, but over here, but it went up, right? And it went up 32 pips. No, let me show that. Yeah, it went up like 32 pips. If you had a generic stop loss, it would have stopped you out over here, correct? So you guys see that it broke out the trend line here. It closed under the trend line. Next candle open, stayed under the trend line. And it's the same left and right, right? Left, right. Let me know if you guys seeing that. But this was a good support resistance and trend line going all the way up, right? It gave us our confirmation. It broke through. It's now on the right side of the trend line, but it still hit our stop loss, right? This is all the reason why I do not believe in this to work outside of the scanner too much. Can it work at times? Yeah. But then there's times that it's not going to work. For instance, this wasn't the entry on the scanner. All the things that the scanner is doing, that's what really gives us the high probability. Yeah, you could draw your trend lines anywhere and it'll make sense, like this one. It made sense. It broke under. For instance, it broke under here. Watch. And you got your, you got your profits. Then went back up, broke above, closed below, take an next entry. And let me show you this. Gonna drop a line right here. We have both support and resistance here in the past. Look at it. So you have support, resistance lining up with your broken trend line, but yet still it didn't drop as you wanted it to do. This is kind of why you don't want to, do this much, not using this scanner. Did it happen here? Yeah, it did. But then you would have ended here, lost your trade, and you'd have lost the money from your account. And it was still a good trade, but it wasn't ready at that point in time, for whatever reasons. That's why I like to keep it straight up to where the scanner, gives me the opportunity. Scanner call it around this area. Let's wait till this area. So, guys, this scanner is real sketchy today. I don't really feel like I want to do much on it because it's ticking a lot. But we could look at things. Anybody else want me to look at anything here before we jump onto something I want to touch on before we go off today? Nobody? Okay, cool. You guys understand everything so far? You have any questions on anything? Triple. So for going forward, guys, especially using the trade support channel, right? For impact 20,000 families. I'm gonna post this link for you all into BT. This is where you're gonna see them posting. They're gonna be posting their trade setups, and they're gonna be sending you, you know, the risk factors. So if you now if you look at the last trade, for instance, the last trade that they post was, you know, AUD JPY buy, and it's a 2% risk at a 0.02 lot per $500 in your account. You want to come to here and you want to put in your account size. Let's say you have a $500 account. You want to put in your account size. You want to put in, you know, the risk ratio that you want to take on this particular trade, which is 2%. Let's say you only want to risk 2% on your account. What is the stop loss? Let's say stop loss is 50 pips. What is the currency pair? The currency pair is what it was, AUD JPY, right? You want to look at AUD JPY and you want to click calculate. Here it is that you're going to see that 2% of your $500 account is only $10, right? So you don't know how much you're going to be risking. You guys seeing this big enough, or you want me to zoom my page anyhow? I think you guys should be able to see it clear. But this is going to be your lot size. Your lot size is 0.02. Now, this is what I want you to focus on, 0.02. Forget the last digit. This is why I say that you all could have 100 pip stop loss and not, you know, not worry about risking too much on your account. For instance, if I need to I only want to risk 2%, just saying, I only want to risk 2% on AUD JPY. And the stop loss is 100 pips. If I calculate what is 2% of my $500 account, I only want to risk 2%. What is the stop loss? Stop loss is 100 pips. What is the currency pair I'm trading? AUD JPY. 2% of my $500 account is still $10. What is my lot size now? My lot size is 0.01. So you guys got that? So when you see trades posted in the group and they say 2% risk is a 0.2 lot size, if you have $1,000 account, you could, you know, come up with $1,000. If you have a $300 account and, you know, the stop loss is 30 pips. Check this out. Stop loss is 30 pips. You have $300 in your account. You only want to risk 2%. You calculate that. What is your lot size? Your lot size is still $2 over here. This is using your stop loss in a non-generic way, meaning that you know how much you're going to risk. So let's say, hey, you want to enter that same trade that we were looking at, which was what? USD CAD, right? USD CAD. If we go to USD CAD and, you know, we say risk maximum 3% of your account and the stop loss is, you know, 20 pips. Just say any stop loss is 20 pips. Although we use 30 pips stop just for using its sake, let's say you want to use that 20 pips stop because 20 pips is above the last resistance. Your account size is $300. Just saying. Here it is that your lot size is now 0.06. But Aaron, this is not for the new ones, right? These are for the ones that cannot understand trading. But Aaron, you guys see 0.01 for every $100. But this is 0.06 for a $300 account. Anybody confused right now? Let me know if you're confused. For the traders that are proficient at trading and catching these pips that we put out into the group, this is going to help you guys a whole lot when it comes to your profitability. For those of you who don't understand the basics, this is not for you right now. So everybody's good. Nobody's confused about this, right? Because I remember the first time I saw this, I'm like, say what? Okay. I didn't think about it that way. So just checking to make sure you guys are getting this. So let me just do something, for example. What should I look at? Let me look at this. Let's say you want to take this buy from this green line, right? What is the last low point it have here? Basically over here, right? This point here is your last low. So let me put it, I'll leave it straight. I'll put it black just for you guys to see. This is the last low point, right? Structurally, this is typically the last low, but you want to buy off at this point. This is 20 pips. So the far bottom is 30 pips. So let's say you're risking 30 pips on NZD CHF. You have $300 in your account. You want to risk 30 pips. That's your account, NZD CHF. Your lot size is 0.03 for this one. Your risk is $9. Let me use another example. Let me use what? GBP AUD. I'm gonna put GBP AUD. GBP AUD. Let's say you want to sell from this point. Then put this green. You want to sell from this point, but this is probably where's the last high? This is the last high. Actually, this one kind of have highs here. Okay, let's say you want to put it above this point as your stop loss. Oh, it went the wrong side. You want to sell from here, and this is your stop loss. Your stop loss is 79 pips. 79 pips. But you only want to still risk 3%. And you're trading GBP AUD. Your lot size is 0.1. And again, you're still only risking $9. So you guys understand that your stop loss could be more, but your risk stay the same, but your lot size change. You guys got that? This is gonna be essential for you when you're receiving trades from the trade support group. When they say, you know, X, Y, and Z buy at this point, let's say they call a buy on same thing, GBP AUD, and they have it as a 50 pip stop loss. But you knowing, hey, I don't want to risk more than 2%, or I don't want to risk 3%. You know how much your risk is. You have $300 in your account. You can come to this calculator here. I'm going to post a link for it. Calculate it out. It's still, this is your lot size, 0.1. Forget about the last digit. I mean, this is like a nano lot. We don't use nano lots. So 7 is a nano lot. The 1 is a micro lot. 0 is a mini lot. And the next 0 here is a standard lot, right? You only trade in micro lots. That's the lowest that we could enter on MetaTrader 4, right? Here, if you want, you could round it off to 0.02, but that might take your risk up to, let me see if I put 3%. That might take it up to 2.5. Yeah, that'll take it up to 2.5. Let's see, 2.4. Yeah. 2.4% of your account, which is $7.20, is your risk onto this trade from your $300 account. Now, likewise, keeping in mind, if the trade is at 50 pip profit, this is how much your profit is going to be as well, right? Or if the trade is 100 pip profit, well, then you know, hey, this is how much times 2. But this is just a risk calculator, right? So for those trades in the trade support group, I would highly advise that you guys learn how to come to this position size calculator and be able to use this to work out your risk onto your account. You only want to risk $7, which is 2.4%. Use this lot size, 0.02. If the trade goes south, oh well, you only lose $7 on your account. So everybody's good with that. All right, guys. So it's been a good Saturday. It's been pretty cool. Hope you guys got some great value. Hope you guys understood some stuff. Sorry for about the technical difficulties that we're having. Some things are beyond our control. You all want to keep in mind that, hey, just keep it simple. Use the scanner, keep it simple. All right. Scanner doesn't want to come back up for us. Let me give you guys some little insights as to what I've seen, how the scanner works really nice for us. I realized that the trades that we analyze on a Saturday typically lines up for your entry on a. All right, let me backtrack that. Anybody ever wondered how come we're so consistent when it comes to profitability on a weekly period, but we're only on the charts with you guys 2 days for the week, which is Monday and Wednesday? Saturday we do some trainings, depending on who doing it, we do some trainings and we do, some analysis on the scanner when the market is closed. But Monday night and Wednesday night, Saturday mornings is like just the 3 sessions that we have. But we have a week-long profitability rate when it comes to the scanner with just 1 or 2 trades being posted throughout the week. Anybody ever wonder how come we have that type of growth? What I've seen is this. The trades that we analyze on a Saturday typically lines up on a Sunday or a Monday, and it peels out basically by Monday, right? Sometimes it even pushes its log, I'll see, and it goes into Tuesday. But the trades that we analyze on a Monday night typically pays out by Tuesday. And then by Wednesday night, the trades that we analyze Wednesday pays out Thursday, Friday. You guys ever noticed that or paid attention to that? So we really just on a few days for the week, but have the ability to really capitalize on the entire week. I think, let me see this. Siobhan, this was the trade that you called the other night, right? Hope she's, I wonder if she's still on. I think she had to go. Check this out. This was, I believe, Monday night, the 19th. Let me see. Yeah. Monday night, yeah, cool. And then, yeah, so this was Monday night. Siobhan went on the session when Siobhan was analyzing it. This particular trade. Monday night, down. What? 45 pips. Monday night. This was Tuesday, Wednesday. Came back up, down. Now, all you had to do was hold this trade from here, right? From the top. No, that's not the top. This is where we kind of entered. This was Monday night by Tuesday, 45 pips. Back up, Tuesday night. Then we dropped 76 pips. Then it came back up, and this was what? This was Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then we dropped 90-some pips. It's one trade. It's one trade, 92 pips. And all you guys had to do was to, trail your stops, understand your support and resistance. Because check this out. As I wrap up here, I actually plan to do this today to show you guys a recap of this week and the trades that we call this week. Yeah, there you go. And how you all had the ability to, really capitalize on trailing. Sorry, a bunch of them jumped off early on. They're gonna miss this. But check this out. When Siobhan called this here, remember I told you guys that, hey, I jumped in one time before she even finished her analysis because this just made sense to me when I saw it, when she was doing it. Now, if you look at something, it came back up, tested this area of resistance horizontally, And then it tested the resistance of the trend line and it dropped. So that's how you could have been in this trade and be able to capitalize on all these moves. And all you needed to know was support, resistance, trend lines. Trades you called today, when to start checking for the candle moves. Sunday evening or Monday? Dude, the market opens on Sunday, so you start looking from Sunday. As soon as the market open, you should have your charts drawn up the same way. And once you see what you need to see, guess what? You enter the trade. You want to enter AUD NZD. You want to have a 30 pip stop. Or what is it? What is 30 pips? You want to risk 3%. Your lot sizes, check this out, 0.04. Basically, every 30 pips, you make $9. So if you are risking 3% on AUD NZD and you're doing 0.04, and this particular trade paid us 92 pips. This week on this one trade, let me put it in here, 92. Oh no. Oops. Thought it would show me the profits. My bad. Anyhow, we just multiply this by 3. That's like 18. No. What's up with my math this morning? I could have said $18. That's $27 you would have made on this particular trade. So, guys, I hope you all got some good value from this. Let's hope on Monday night we have a better functioning scanner. If not, there's some patience. Why? It's one of those things that I love so much that it could give how much trouble, I'll still be with it. It's like your child. Some people have some kids that give them so much trouble, but it's still their eyeball. This tool, I've learned to use this tool so good that with the little glitches that it may have, doesn't bother me whatsoever. So hope you guys got some good value. Hope you guys have a fantastic week. This week is gonna be an incredible week for us with the trade support group, with the BT channel. We have a remarkable team on both ends. You guys want to be plugged into the both channels, be able to capitalize on the trade setups that is given to you guys. Place them, don't over leverage, use proper risk, follow the position size calculator, be able to manage your risk. I mean, you can't go broke taking profits, right? So make sure and secure some of your profits and be able to grow your account over time. Definitely looking forward to seeing each and every one of you guys at the top. Definitely looking forward to seeing as many of you guys who want to be there with us in Jamaica in May this year. So with that being said, guys, let's have a fantastic week. Let's enjoy our weekends. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. Do have a great day. Basically, this is me saying goodbye.